Good afternoon. This is Michael Mitchell with Madison County Weather Updates. It's Tuesday afternoon. I want to do a quick video talking about our precipitation that's coming tomorrow and what the precipitation types might look like. I've gotten quite a few questions about ice, accumulation and stuff, or accretion technically, tomorrow, and so I want to address that with you. As is to be expected, model data is all over the place, and ice is very difficult to predict. A lot of times until you get within 4 to 6 hours of it. So we'll keep that in mind. But here we're taking a look at the HRRR model. This is the 12Z. The 18Z is just now loading. So this is at 3 p.m. tomorrow. You can see it still has precipitation south of I-70. And it's not until we hit here about 8 p.m. that it begins to bring precipitation into Madison County area. And you can see kind of the patchy nature that it's got. Now, I would say that some of these areas that appear to be void would still probably be light mist or drizzle that the model just isn't putting in there. And then as we get on through, you can see it has some, freezing rain out here in east central Indiana. Most of it more up in northern Indiana and southern Michigan. And then the precipitation moves on out of the area then by about 4 a.m. on Thursday. So here's how the HRRR sees the freezing rain potential. Again, it's got it over here in east central Indiana with, a tenth or less, and then some more light freezing rain up in some ice up in northern Indiana and into southern Michigan and over into parts of Illinois. Now that's the HRRR model. Here's the NAM3K, again starting at the same 3 p.m. that I started the HRRR on, and you can see the NAM3K already has precipitation moving in to the Madison County area, and it's got it more in a mixed fashion. And again, where you see some voids in here, there's probably light drizzle going on, but the NAM3K keeps that, if you imagine this kind of being a little more filled in just in a drizzle fashion, it keeps some freezing rain or freezing drizzle in the area through most of the afternoon into the evening, and then going on in, here's 11 p.m., here's 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m., and then it finally gets it out of here. So that's what it's showing. And you can see it's more widespread with the with the ice accretion picking up on here. It's got us around between 5/100ths and a tenth of an inch of ice. It's nothing horrible, but it can be enough to cause a problem. And it's kind of questionable whether it would ice up untreated roads or not. It's going to be determined by air temperature. I think we'll be below freezing long enough that the untreated roads might be able to glaze over a little bit. Here's what the European does with it. It gets, again, pretty heavy over here in east central Indiana. And then some of these areas, the European would suggest reach an ice storm criteria, but most of that being east and north of Madison County, with about a tenth of an inch here in Madison County. But you can see how close that divide is on that. So just little waivers and just 1 degree is going to make a huge difference tomorrow. And here's what the GFS does with it. It's widespread like the European and like the NAM3K, but it's not as aggressive with amounts. Again, a tenth or less in Madison County and really across most of north central Indiana, and then by the time you get into northern Indiana, it could go up to between a tenth and 2/10, which becomes a bigger problem. So again, data is all over the place, and a lot of times with ice, you can't really tell until you're within 4 to 6 hours of it. Sometimes even closer than that, because again, 1 degree, 2 degrees, massive difference between just getting some precipitation, getting some rain. A couple of degrees different just above the surface could make it be sleet instead of freezing drizzle. And so there are a lot of questions with this thing. So I'll update you tomorrow as the setup becomes more clear, but I just wanted you to be aware. What I would say the takeaway is be prepared for late tomorrow afternoon into tomorrow evening to potentially be impacted by some light freezing rain or freezing drizzle, enough to cause some problems on untreated roads. And it's going to be, you can't really pre-treat ahead of that because it'll wash it off. The rain will wash it off. So, don't be getting mad at your street crews if you're on the roads and they're icy. Just know that icy travel is possible tomorrow afternoon and evening. So if you don't have to go anywhere, maybe plan ahead and get some things done this evening so that you don't have to travel tomorrow, just in case. So that would be, I would say, err on the side of caution, err on the side of preparation, and then we can hope that it's just that 1 or 2 degrees warm enough that we're not dealing with any ice at all. So that's all I've got for you right now. This is Micah Mitchell with Madison County Weather Updates. If you've hung around this long, if you don't donate to the page, please do so, because donations are way down. So, I'm kind of struggling with that a little bit. So that information's at the top in pin posts at the top of the Facebook page and the Twitter page. So again, Micah Mitchell, Madison County Weather Updates. I'll update you tomorrow as this gets closer. In the meantime, my lunchtime's almost over, so I need to get back to work. Have a great day.